61, post-menopausal, 100 days. Janet Jackson, 1995 body. Can it be done? We're gonna find out.
Out of the blue, I'm changing my tune. They think I'm singing off key and coming unglued.
All right, so here we go again. I'm going to be honest with you, the last couple of months of my life have been really challenging, dealing with so many different things, family issues, business, relationships, my emotional highs and lows, and of course, whenever that kind of stress creeps into my life, everything with my eating goes off track. For several months, I've been doing really well and eating clean, no refined sugars, no flour, no alcohol, just because that's who I am. And you guys maybe have seen part of my journey in the past is that when I eat that way, when I eat just a clean diet, not stress about quantities and amounts and stuff like that, I feel better, I function better, I do better in the world, and I show up better as me, authentically me. But because everything has been so incredibly challenging, really I'd say since Christmas time, for the first 2 months of this year, well, as you can see in the before picture there that I showed you, it's gotten a little bit out of control. So last night I happened to be listening to some music, because music always lifts me up and changes my mood instantly. And I started watching some old Janet Jackson videos. Oh my God, Janet Jackson from the 1990s, freaking unbelievable. So I found 2 videos where I just loved the way she looked. Like, oh God, in her video with Michael Jackson's Scream, that kind of new space age stuff, and she's wearing these tight black pants and her hair is like kind of straight but crazy, and her makeup is so dramatic by Kevin O'Quan. And then in her video, If, she's got this sort of bone vest on and she's showing her midriff. Anyway, her arms, her body, her physique, her waist, everything is just, I think, just perfect. So I've set a goal for myself. I am now 61, I'm postmenopausal, and things don't get any easier the older you get. Your body composition changes, the flab seems to just expand, muscle mass decreases, and I want to get back on track, and I want to show my personal journey, and that's just what this is. This is my personal journey. I'm not giving medical advice or anything like that. Yes, I've got a doctor in front of my name, but that is not what this is. This is meant to kind of be inspirational and motivational for anybody who wants to follow along the 100-day journey with me, and that's what I'm giving myself, 100 days. My birthday is on June 25th this year, and I am going to be 62. So 61, postmenopausal, 100 days. Janet Jackson, 1995 body. Can it be done? We're gonna find out. All right, so I enlisted the help of my AI agency. So I've talked to ChatGPT and Claude and Gemini and Copilot. I got them all together. And I've created a program for myself, and I had a couple requirements for my program. I wanted to be able to do it at home. I tend to find now that I love my home, and I love the sanctuary and peace of my home. I look out on this spectacular view from the Glass House Mountains to Morton Island here on the Sunshine Coast at the top of Budrum Mountain. My home is very peaceful, it's quiet, and it's safe. I don't have to think about what other people around me are doing. I wanted to be able to do this in my home. So I have a little workout space in my sunroom that I'm going to be using, and I wanted to be able to just use dumbbells and bands and my body weight. My other requirements were, there's a couple of things that I do every day in my life that are kind of routine that I wanted to keep in my program, because I believe that if you eliminate too much or you stress yourself too much and you all of a sudden you feel like you're sacrificing and you're not enjoying your life. But there's a couple things that I enjoy and also that I feel like I need, that I wanted to know, could I keep this in my program? And one of them is, my morning cup of coffee. So I like to have a morning cup of coffee. I just use my little Nespresso pods, 2 shots. And normally I put butter and cinnamon in it, but I decided, well, okay, let's get rid of the butter as much as I love it, and I'll go back to my unsweetened almond milk, which I also love. So I have to have my coffee every morning. That's really part of my regular routine. The other thing that I've been doing lately, and I love this too because I feel like it just gets me invigorated and vibrating and ready to kind of go, energized for the day, which is that I've been making sure that I have a full 500 mils of water in the morning, but I really don't like drinking plain water. So I put that 500 mils and I add some Boost products. Now, I'm not promoting Boost, so I don't have any sponsorship or anything like that, but I have a sugar-free raspberry electrolyte boost that I put in, and I also get my multivitamin. I don't like taking huge big tablets and things like that. They feel gross in my mouth. I have trouble taking a Panadol or an ibuprofen. But these dissolve, and then they make my water much more palatable, so I like that. So I get 500 mils in straight away. My goal will be, to try to drink about 2.5 liters a day. So if I can get this 500 mils in early, then I've got 2 liters of liquid to drink, water to drink during the rest of the day, and that feels pretty good. I'm a busy brain kind of person. Some people would describe it as like a monkey brain. I just tend to be a creative, and I've always got things going on in my mind. So it's hard for me to kind of wind down at night, even if I try to decrease my technology, switch screens off and stretch or do a little yoga or, listen to some soft music or do a little meditation. It's still really hard for me to shut off at night. So a couple things I've been doing that have really helped me, and I've been doing this for years, which is taking melatonin. So I personally take melatonin every night, just a little bit, 2 milligrams, and I take that about 45 minutes to an hour before going to bed, and that just helps calm me down. And then also I've found this great product that I'm using, and once again, I don't have any endorsements or anything like that, so these are just things that I use that help me. I take Switch Adrenal. Now they have another product called Sleep. I didn't like the taste of it, but the Adrenal has ashwagandha in it as well as magnesium, and I'll take this after dinner and make it's kind of like a little hot chocolate in the same kind of cup like this, and between the two of those I can seem to get to bed pretty easily and then have a good night's sleep, 7.5 to 8 hours of sleep before I wake up with the birds. And I'm generally waking up about 5 o'clock in the morning, so bedtime for me is between 9 and 10 o'clock at night, up at 5, sometimes 4:30 in the summer. How am I going to go about doing this? Well, I haven't been exercising or doing anything in the past 2 months. I've been way too stressed. Had a little injury in my foot, and my knee's been bothering me. So it's been 2 solid months without any real movement. In fact, I've just been sitting on the couch every night, wallowing in my sorrows of the past 8 weeks or so, and having a glass of wine or 2 or something like that. So I need to start slow. I am really concerned about injury, and I tend to get injured easily now. Again, being in my 60s, I don't move like I did when I was in my 20s and 30s and even 40s. I can't do box jumps anymore right now, and I can't, do things that overly stress my body. So I really have to take that into consideration. Nevertheless, I understand that muscle is the fountain of youth, and I need to build more muscle while I'm trying to lose fat. But I want to do that in a way that is safe, that actually takes into account that I'm a 60-year-old woman now, and take it slow, take it gently. So I have a 100-day plan. I'm going to give myself 100 days. And I'm going to be going from 87 kilos, and my goal is around 69 kilos. I'm not going to get too fussed about the weight. Really, it's more about how do I feel, how do I look, how do my clothes feel, how does my body feel, what's my strength like, my flexibility, and my overall sort of well-being and mental status about me. How do I feel? I'm not going to get crazy about, oh my God, I have to hit 69, although I like that number. I'm not going to get crazy about hitting 69 kilos. Or even get too concerned about my fat and composition, but I am going to check 2 things. I'm going to check my weight, and I'm going to check my waist circumference, because waist circumference is one of the things that we can show that is an indication of not only predictive for heart disease and things like that, but lots of other problems, metabolic syndrome, diabetes, that sort of stuff, which I don't want to get and have a family history of. So I'll measure my waist circumference and my weight. That's it. I'm going to keep it simple, and I'm not going to get crazy about it. Really, it's all about how do I feel. The other thing is I have had 2 major injuries in my life. So I fractured my shoulder a couple years ago, and I fractured my ankle a long time ago, like 2011 or something. So I do have to be mindful that I'm working with bones that aren't my native bones. And so I'm going to take that into consideration too. So putting all that information, my goals, my desires, my must-haves, my sleep, my injuries, the way I want to work out, wanted to build muscle, I put all that into my AI agency, and ta-da! I created the 100-day plan with a 10-day lead-in, so a countdown. So from today till the day I start my 100-day plan, which is going to be March 16th, which was actually my mother's birthday. God rest her soul. So yeah, March 16th is a good day to start. And I've got a 10-day lead-in, so I can kind of ease into it. I don't have to just kind of go cold turkey with all this stuff I've been eating and doing to my body, and I can gently start to exercise again. So my beautiful AI agency helped me create my a lead-in week check sheet. So starting from today, I've got my water, my cinnamon and coffee and with unsweetened almond milk, my Boost Hydrate, as well as my multivitamin and my adrenal and my melatonin. It's all in there. And a really simple, gentle exercise plan. So, I'll show you a little bit of that too. And then we're gonna get into it. So I've created an eating plan, and I've got that all here. It's gonna be probably between 1,500 and 1,700 calories a day, focusing on high protein, moderate healthy fats, and minimal carbs in the form of like green leafy vegetables and cruciferous vegetables and stuff like that. I've got my week 1 workouts. I'm having my body move 6 days a week, and on Sunday, God, Lord, it is a day of rest, but I'm still going to be gently moving my body, but that'll be kind of a walk or something like that. But I got lower strength, upper strength, lower strength, upper strength, and then a biking core mobility day, some spin intervals, but we've got week 1 of workouts all sorted. And then I have a little timetable for myself, because I do have a couple of days that I work per week, and I needed to figure out when am I going to put this stuff in and how am I going to do it regularly, because consistency is the key here. Consistency. What is my minimum viable day? Even if I don't have a good day, what do I have to do just to make sure I'm staying with the program and keeping myself going for these 100 days. So I created a little weekly timetable for myself with my AI agency as well. And then I have something that I think always helps, which is a tick box table, because it's so good to actually tick a box and say, ta-da, I did it, it's over. So that's it. That's where we're going. That's the plan. Follow me if you like. Ask questions if you want to. I'll try and answer them if I can. Again, this is not medical advice. This is just my personal journey. I've done this before, but I'm doing it again, and hopefully this time it'll stick. For me, it's all about the emotions and the stress of life, and probably a lot of you are like that too. It can be overwhelming out there in the world, but we live in the world. We don't live in a little bubble in a little cocoon. We live in the world. So we need to figure out how we're going to manage all that and still take care of all this. So let's look at what I'm going to do today.
Everybody has
Okay, so I'm sweating, which is not unexpected given the fact that I haven't moved in a long time. So we did it. I have followed the checklist for today. Remember, we're counting down. This is day 10, getting ready to start my 100-day challenge. And so what did I just finish? I finished zone 2 on the spin bike for 20 minutes, just very light, easy going. And then I did some goblet squats with a 10-kilo dumbbell and some Roman deadlifts with 6-kilo dumbbells, 2 sets each of 10. And I can tick this off on my checklist because I'm filming it. That is such a good feeling. I just tell you, putting that little tick in the box. So, you know, why am I doing this? I just find for me it's easier if I have help and if I have somebody to be accountable to. Now, at the end of the day, I have to be accountable to me and the person upstairs. But it's really easier and helpful when you have friends or when you have somebody helping you along the way, holding your hand, getting you up in the morning when you don't want to get up. So whether you're starting your own personal journey, it's nice to have a friend or a partner, or if you want to tune into me and use me for a little bit of inspiration and motivation, that's awesome. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel today, or you can follow me on Facebook or Instagram at Dr. Shari Hall Life. Yeah, see how we go. I've got my 2 liters of water here, so I'm ready to start drinking those throughout the rest of my day. And that's all we've got for today. So this is Life with Dr. Shari Hall, the 100-day challenge, and see you soon. So if you're enjoying what you're seeing so far and you'd like to continue on the journey with me, or perhaps you just need a little friendship or some inspiration or motivation as you start your own transformation journey, feel free to click the subscribe button below. I'd love to have you along. So subscribe. Okay.